What's up, man?
How's it going?
Aleks.
Nice to meet you, Isaiah.
Nice to meet you.
So no, I have some questions. I think it's kind of fascinating the way that I guess champions operate, right? So very different sports, but I've noticed across most sports, the mentalities and approaches to their individual sports are kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated by routines and things like that. So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your upbringing, right? So like where you're from and how you got into what you're doing and why it stuck with you.
So I mean, yeah, I grew up in Australia. My parents are originally from Serbia.
Serbia.
So
okay.
my parents
Wow.
are originally from Serbia, and they left the country right after the civil war over there. So really just kind of fled the country almost, and
Okay.
they got accepted into Australia with my older brother, and I was born and raised in Australia, and kind of grew up there. Was playing both soccer and tennis until the age of like 12, and
Okay.
kind of chose to play tennis afterwards. But it wasn't really until maybe the age of 15 where I took it very, very seriously and made it a career. Again, I don't know how it is with wrestling, but it's just like for tennis, you can go pro almost whenever you want. So it's like I wasn't going to go to college. College isn't
Really?
it's not like it's not a common thing for most pro tennis players
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that.
compared with other sports. And honestly, I was a pretty average junior. My dad didn't want me to go to college.
Really?
He didn't want me to go to college. He wanted me to go straight pro. He thought that was the best chance of me getting to the top, and I made that decision on my own to come to college, and I think that kind of helped me. It was kind of like I made this choice. I'm gonna have to do it.
So yeah. So that's interesting. Your father wanted you to go pro,
Yeah.
but you decided to come to college. So why the hell did you come to Illinois from Australia?
Yeah,
right?
I know,
so
man.
like I know this. I'm from California, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit different. So
Yeah.
like why did you? And I don't mean like because I know that's like everyone's question when you get interviewed. It's like why Illinois?
I know.
Like
I mean,
why did you come to Illinois?
I'm thinking that right now. I'm freezing right now.
Yeah.
But it was honestly, I had options of USC and UCLA as well.
Okay.
I visited those schools, and they're great schools. And honestly, I thought because the cold and just the team that I had, the coaches that I had, and kind of the whole package would make me tougher.
Okay.
Would make me just honestly focus on
awesome.
tennis. Focus on tennis. you know?
Okay.
I honestly feel like UCLA and USC, like it would have just been maybe too much distraction. You know, like it wasn't like I'm coming here for tennis. And it's just and that's kind of it. And
So you came here for tennis.
yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
I mean, I don't know
awesome.
how it was with you and your choice. Why did you decide to come
To Illinois?
Yeah, to
well,
Illinois.
so it's kind of funny. So from the age of 4, I started wrestling, right? Wasn't very good at anything else. Didn't have very good hand-eye coordination, but I was, I was aggressive and I was tiny, right?
Yeah.
So the great thing about wrestling is like it really doesn't matter about your size or your upbringing. You could be successful as long as you have like a good focus, good work ethic, things like that.
Yep.
So I didn't have to be 6 feet tall to be a great athlete,
Yep.
and so wrestling was kind of natural for me. So basically, I didn't play any other sports from the age of 4 until now. I tried like t-ball. We play like baseball or like
T-ball,
soccer.
yeah.
But I always had a real hard time with the concept of team sports.
Okay.
Right. So like I didn't understand cooperation at the time as well.
Yeah.
So like I was always more of an individual athlete. So
So you did wrestling your whole life.
whole
You've
life.
done it
Yeah.
whole life.
So first time I got cauliflower, I was like 7.
Wow.
It was kind of strange. But coming to Illinois, again, I'm from California, from the Fresno area, which is, right in the middle of California. Actually, very similar to the Midwest, just not as cold. The Big Ten is hands down the best conference for wrestling.
Okay.
So, it was really not an option not to be in the Big Ten, right? So I was a pretty good high school recruit. I was top 5 recruit in the country, pound for pound. I had a good amount of success. I was never the number 1 guy in the country. I was always number 2, number 3. But
is this for your weight class?
yes, for my weight class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, also in high school, like I started at 125 pounds.
Yeah.
140, 152, 160. Right.
Okay.
So like it was kind of strange actually because I never broke 100 pounds until after 8th grade.
Wow.
So I was tiny,
Yeah.
like actually tiny.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be a part of something. I wanted to be a part of like tradition, and it was always never an option for me not to be in the Big Ten.
Okay.
Like even though I was recruited by like Oklahoma State, you know, schools that were phenomenal outside, I always wanted to be in the Big Ten. So when I was getting recruited, I guess the way the coaches spoke to me, it was just something that like resonated with me, as far as, you know, the mentality, right? I was kind of always never as talented, but like just more hard nosed, and that's how they were. So that's how they trained me, and so that's what I enjoy about being here. I really don't enjoy this cold though.
Yeah.
It's brutal, man.
Me neither, man.
It's very common in wrestling to redshirt because unlike like tennis or other like golf, like there's no way you can compete at the senior level at 15 years old, right? You have to be 100% done with puberty and like it's a strength-based sport, so you have to be like a fully developed, mature like adult to compete at that level. So for me, I always felt like I was capable of winning, but it wasn't until I truly believed I deserved to win by doing the right things the right way, right? So I talk to my guys about that all the time. I said it yesterday. It's like for the freshmen that are going to their first postseason, I was like, it's never usually the guy that just believes he's going to win. It's the guy that believes that he deserves to win. You were not an average junior, but definitely
honestly, probably more average. Yeah, I'd say.
Really?
But it's actually it's crazy. That's why I was kind of looking forward to this, because I feel like the champion mindset is so similar.
Yeah.
With sports, even though I feel like our sports are completely different in terms of what we do and how we prepare.